kind of got smashed. But hey, now MXG, RSG, back in this game, heads in the game. Minds, because MXG, you definitely need this win, as you said. AC, take it away.
And they need the win from the red side against Resurgence, who are on the blue side. The game is on, 30 seconds on the clock. Junglers are going to start opposite sides, but RSG want to secure vision as fast as they can, and Kusuo is roaming top.
And this is what happened to Uwu last game the day against Dog, where, you know, they went for the invade, they got caught out by the fact that Hecarim, when he's packing Ignite Teleport, yes, he has a lot of pressure, but he has no flash to get away from these level 1 invades, so if he gets the drop onto him, he's just going to die in that caught out scenario. That's why I say, ooh, as soon as he smells something's up, backs out immediately. Very respectful play, Hecarim.
Ooh, please don't invade me, senpai. He
says, please don't get invaded, more like deeper. But yeah. Oh wait, no, he's
right. Curious, because Resurgence, even though they had a very offensive play towards the top side, they didn't really commit any resources. They didn't apply any sort of vision deep in on MXG's jungle. But they do want the invade to go through against Arashi. They know that Zach has a terrible early game.
Alright, MXG are my favorite team just because this happens every single game. We casted them so far. Still going, ooh, no flash, remember.
Lay waste, Duo is in trouble. Like you said, no flash. First blood comes through, and it's Shin Sakai who takes it home.
Really great play from RSG there, punishing the fact that Hecarim has no flash. It happens again, so they could see the teleport forced down. Yes, it is Hecarim first to the lane. It's good for Shin Sakai can join him in the top side, so it's still not all doom and gloom for Uwu this time around, but certainly not you want to be on right now. But on the topic of being on the back foot, took a solid chunk of damage in that early trade from Kusuo.
Yes, he did, but he's fighting back as well. With Raven in the mid lane against Zoe, Zoe might have a little bit of hard time wave clearing against the Taliyah, especially before Zoe gets any real items.
Both of these mid laners really depend on stacking up their minion dematerializer to start to shred through those casts. Kareem's okay, pretty sweet. But I didn't touch on before was the fact that you do have a rotation from the Carthage towards topside Kralix, but no, I wanted to touch on the fact that this super defensive bot lane from MXG, they're letting it shove to them, and they're packing the barrier on Ilo as well as the heal on Xeno, pretty much saying utility, 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 protect the Cog more later on in these team fights, and protect the Cog more in...
It comes into agreement with what we discussed. They lacked the peel in the mid lane, so they're trying to maximize the utility in the bot lane with the heal on the Morgana. They know they're not going to get any 2v2 trades against Yelan and Kusuo, so they're just going to, you know, maximize the survivability of the Kog'Maw bot. Let him farm.
They like the peel on the mid lane, and they also lack the kill pressure in the bot lane now, though. So even if the binding connects, you have to imagine there's no real chance for an all-in from this MXG bot lane unless they wait for Arashi to try and make some sort of an appearance towards that bottom side. But right now, after that invade top side, it's the Zac that finds himself out, and it's not often that you find Karthus, you know, ahead of his...
Kusuo might have taken a little bit too big of a bite.
We said that
he's fine. Pulls the heal out of Ciela.
He's fine.
No, yeah, but there's a lot of Team PS coming out of MXG. Let's not forget that the Tormented Soul from Morgana deal percentage damage.
Does it?
It does.
It does.
It's execute percentage damage.
Wow.
There's another hook. Morgana's caught, and this time he's nowhere near the wall. Ignite comes off, but look at Ilo. He's still fighting back. He wants Kusuo dead. And yet another trade coming wide here for RSG.
Kusuo actually dropping the Ignite there, so it is the SG bot lane down on summoners against the small utility bot lane of MXG. Something that we really were not expecting in draft, and certainly we're not expecting once we saw the start of this game and how it really panned out with Ilo coming into lane with basically half health at level 1. We have this Karthus Kralix ahead game. That's such an important threshold to be at for the Karthus because it gives you a lot more agency in choosing which camps to farm and where. Okay, a nice mining solid again. Mining. Xeno, yeah, the buff been pretty sick so far. I wish mine were that good in solo queue.
I wish you were that good in solo queue for that matter.
I was going to say that to you. You are literally the worst player I've ever played duo queue with. Big Jazz comfortably sidestepping a couple of rocks being thrown at his head. Having an alright time on the Zoe so far. Both mid laners looking to clear out those stacks of the minion dematerializer as soon as possible so they can really start to shred past the creeps and start to influence the map with their key roams. Another summoner spell, cleanse the Raven. Just get out of Sleepy Trouble Bubble. How sad is it going to be if Ciela's the one to eat Sleepy Trouble Bubble in these team fights and just dies? You have the gangplank.
Yeah, we're
so
talking about a sleepy trouble bubble that has been nerfed already in the previous 9.6 patch. It doesn't slow as much as it did. It's not as threatening as it once was. But right now, MXG are turning the tables here on Ciela and Kusuo.
Okay, so when you got hit by Sleepy Trouble Bubble in the past, were you really complaining about the slow, or were you complaining about the sleep?
A bit of both, really. Because it was really hard to get into a safe position. With the whole,
I just
with the
never
amount
got
of slow.
hit by them, because I'm good. Ooh,
Kralix.
Arashi!
Arashi into a bar.
And he gets out with his life.
It does. I mean, it wasn't a friendly bar, but I guess it was a nice enough bar that let him slip out alive. Guess he was trying to go for a dynamic push into Karthus' jungle, but it backfired tremendously. As Kralix was already waiting for it.
Pressure the Hecarim early, even when you're the gangplank. You take these small trades before backups Conqueror. You just drop your grasp with the parlay. You walk up to him, fire on your melee auto attack as well, and just pretty much do a decent job of shredding through the health. Look at that parlay in tandem as well. So these short, prolonged trades. Sorry, these short, not prolonged trades are really biting Ubu this time around.
Uwu has his ultimate now. He's at level 6. He's charging up his onslaught of shadows, but he's forced to get a heck out of there.
Get the heck out of there. Yeah, wow. Very,
the heck
very,
out of there.
You are giga smurfing, as it were. But yeah, disengage from the onslaught strategy is still available for him. And actually, the back timing windows were matched by Shinsekai early.
Cleanse comes in a little bit too late, but he still unravels into the Tormented Soul. Look at Kayaks coming in, procs his damage from his rune, and gets the kill on Big Jazz.
Feels bad, man.
Nice
Dying
bait from
to
Raven.
attack, but Arashi might die to a threshold attack.
Nope, he's fine. Look at RSG dominating the jungle of Arashi.
Dominating the map right now, just moving up with their support. As soon as he goes base, gets the immediate boost of mobility, starts to really apply the pressure. Now you could see something mid. Still have the sack pass available for Arashi, despite the fact that he really seems to want to get. But yeah, alright position to be in. Still Cannon Barrage available. Could have popped that mid to try and pop up the sack, but no. Basically, Arashi is saying, like, save the Cannon Barrage for bot lane, play. Or maybe make one top, because there's still no
no ultimate from Uwu, no flash from Uwu for that matter. He still has his ignite, but the Requiem is going to guarantee the kill.
And there are the global ultimates you said, but hey, who needs a global ultimate when you're literally feet away from the guy? Apparently Kralix.
I mean,
I'm happy.
What was Uwu to do there?
Not Onslaught of
Was
Shadows.
he going
He used
to
it earlier
flash
to
away?
greed for a single CS.
Oh man. Well, that wasn't much to do. I mean, the problem with Gangplank is that he has a very volatile first 5 minutes, in which if he gets the advantage in those first 5 minutes, he's going to dominate through the match. If not, he's going to be dominated.
He got in terms, which is very important for a champion that's so reliant on that initial eye as well, where he matched the recall window of the Hecarim, where the Phage components came through for Uwu. So it just meant that Shinsekai on this Gangplank had almost complete agency, especially with Arashi on the sack having fallen behind in relation to Kralix.
No, but look at the farm advantage as well that Shinsekai has over. He has no agency on that top lane. Oh! The push! Binding goes wide, but so does the hook. What is going on? MXG flop, but so does RSG.
So, you know about 2 minutes earlier when we were like, oh man, Xeno's bindings are sick. He hits everyone. Oh,
hey, Uwo's coming in. Drags Ciela back. No flash, no heal. Means that Ilo is going to guarantee himself a free kill.
And Steeler says, ooh, what's this? As he does find himself facing down a very angry horseman, much like Arashi finds himself facing down a hook.
Arashi divides himself into 4 equal cells. MXG are doing his best to defend his jungler, but look at the seismic shove into the unraveled earth.
Forces
the onslaught of shadows out. Arashi is out, actually. Uwu was out with his ultimate, but now they want to get Big Jazz. Another hook fails after the flash goes in. Committed to that ability.
Hook mode, as well as that, the Jinx Super Mega Dive Rocket came through for Uwu, but did not find the quarry this time around. Did not find the Hecarim, most importantly, so no kill, no additional gold to get Ciela back into the game after being collapsed on by the rest of MXG there. Alright, still in the driver's seat, you have to imagine, especially with
Shinsekai doesn't care. He's just perma-shoving top lane. He wants to get the first blood tower. against
This
Uwu.
Ocean Drake so early is so good for the scaling composition with the Gangplank just reeling it up. Karthus is like, yay, free mana, and well, Arashi's like, yay, free. Apparently, Raven.
No, this is great. If you notice that Raven did not draw aggro from the tower, he stopped himself from attacking Arashi at any given point, so he's gonna live out of that one, as Big Jazz was way too far behind to assist his jungler.
Oh man, Big Jazz looking like small Jazz. Just having little to no influence on a power pick like the Zoe has to feel bad, because when she's ahead, she's borderline oppressive, but when she's behind and you can get on top of her in these fights, she just melts, evaporates, boom, burst, bubble, bye, before she can even do anything.
That's exactly what's been going on so far as Resurgence are... Okay.
This Zoe is hit or miss, much like Xeno's on the Morgana. Mostly
that was a
miss.
That was a stretch.
That was a stretch. Much like Zach, who stretches.
Regardless, RSG got first blood tower solo on Shinsekai, who was scaling himself out of control. 11 minutes in, Trinity forcing his inventory and 2 longswords with boots.
Long swords with boots, kunai with chain. Good. That was a Yu-Gi-Oh reference, I think. I don't know. Where did that even come from? Anyway, on the topic of different places, you do have the components of the Infinity Edge coming straight from the Summoner platform for the Shinx of Sealer. Not going to be able to match the near power spike of the eventual Blade of the Ruined King from either quite yet, but once he starts to ramp up in relevancy, it's going to be a very precarious position for the entire composition to be in. And now, again, these global ultimates, the Karthus and Gangplank, just mean that if these champions get ahead from RSG, like they are now, 3-0-1 on Kralix, for example, not only 1v1 potential that they have, but global influence that they're continuing to apply.
Absolutely, and we all know how dangerous a Requiem is with the proc from the Runic Echoes. With the proc, when you already have your Morello and your Rival Down's Death Cap online. Look at just the sheer wave clear that Kralix gives his team. Now with the Rift Herald in the mid lane as well, they're going to be taking this tower without any effort whatsoever.
Proc and 2 smoking barrels from the Gangplank. I don't know how well versed you are in 90s cinema, but lock, stock, and 2...
Apparently
okay.
not.
My
too
references
good.
are not here, man. They're good though, much like
And
this team fight looks
look
pretty good.
At it. Let's bounce, pulls,
The
Raven back.
lantern!
Oh, the lantern! Uwu overcommits. He was angry he didn't get the kill, and he sacrifices himself to Raven. Cannon Barrage slows down Xeno, and it gets taken down by Kralix 402 on this Karthus. He is unstoppable, and so is Resurgence in this mid lane.
I was so excited then shouting that call that I did bite the inside of my cheek and that hurt, but I bit that much like MXG. Half of their team bites the dust as more of gold across the map goes into the pockets of RSG here. Ow.
MVP play from Kusuo and Raven. Nearly dead, but not quite. Heal also available from Ciela as he's taking down the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. That's all the platings falling in the pockets of Resurgence here.
Nearly dead, but not quite is a good way to put that, and a good way to put MXG's chances of escaping this group. They need this win. They need to turn it around, and we said that RSG, they're on a time bomb where they start to really explode when they hit the mid to late game, but right now you're just showing complete control in this early game, and it's just a testament to the fact that this team, despite the disrespectful drafting, despite the they've, got for all intents and purposes a late game team comp, they're winning in the early game, and that's just a scary proposition to face down if you're MXG, because it's, indicative of a stronger team.
The only player that's not really scaling as well as the rest of the team is Ciela, but he can definitely ride the flow of the rest of his four members as they ride into the mid game here. Raven is ways ahead. Kralix is unstoppable right now. Shinsekai is so far ahead of Uwu that I don't think the Hecarim is going to be a factor in this game at all.
You know what's going to be sad? When this Hecarim finally completes this trial, like the 20-minute mark, and the game ends at the 23-minute mark. And, yeah, not greatest position to be in if you're Uwu, but hey, he's taking what?
Look at Krolix. He's second item, the Magi Soul Stealer.
It's got 9 stacks as well, because that was a very, very stacked deal, and now, yeah, Krolix, he's in a good position. Unlike a Rush,
having a good time, right?
Oh,
he got denied!
God.
Cancelled out the elastic slingshot. He managed to grab a Bloblet, and Raven secures the kill on Arashi. What a catch from RSG.
Bit of damage there, you could say. Yeah, just a really, really scary position to be in. Not only the fact that if you extend a bit, you risk eating threshold. You see aside, you eat so much damage!
Kusuo is going fishing. He's getting the big boys here.
Yeah. Going fishing and hitting a fallen angel, that'll do it. That'll really just set the tone for how proficient you are at fishing, much like Uwu's
goes in again for Raven, tries to pull him back, manages to get another lantern out. Kusuo on point with his dark passages, and Uwu is left seeing him just rise through the air again.
On point with the dark passages, but not so on point with the death sentence this time around. Or maybe I jinxed it, but the black shield coming through from Xeno binding as well.
Yes, it is, but look at the box. Gets pulled out of his own box. Stopwatch is in. Look at the damage output from Raven as the Cannon Barrage's pelt. There's the backline of MXG. 3 down for the count.
Big Jazz!
As the trade-off, Big Jazz is going to go down as Cielo swaps to Pow Pow and takes the double kill.
Pow Pow straight to the face of Big Jazz. Straight and dreams of MXG for escaping this group. And right now, the second tier turret bot lane. And so much gold. So much of an advantage to the mid lane inhibitor tower at the 16-minute mark. Everything going my way of RSG right now. They're in full control AC, continuing to apply their pressure.
What is going on? 16 minutes of game, traversing to the 17-minute mark, and a 12,000 gold lead for RSG.
11 kills taken, 6 turrets taken, 12,000 gold, and 17 stacks of this Magi Soul Stealer. Complete dominance from the team that we thought were gonna be a shoo-in. First seed of this group, and right now they're saying you were right in your assumption. We are here to play and we are here to win,
and winning they are. Now the assignments are very clear. They're gonna wait for the Baron spawn as well as pushing in the side lanes. They already have the mid lane wide open. They just need to take down the inhibitor. MXG at a loss at what they're gonna do next. What are their moves going to be, because they have no damage output. The only real threat is Ilo, but Ilo gets jumped on. There's no one to really keep him safe.
And again, it's...
Please, Senpai, don't hurt me, says Uwo as he crashes into Raven, but he's locked in by the Weaver's Wall.
Okay, but yeah, it's, as you said, assignments. Oh, okay. Fancy feet got his dancing shoes on, but yeah, it's all about assignments. And right now, RSG, whoever they want, in whichever lane they want, while MXG really struggle to match anyone on RSG, not only because of the 1v1 potential of the Gangplank, the Talia, even the Jinx if she ends up splitting by herself or shoving in the mid lane, but man, you have the consistent threat of the Requiem from this insanely fed Karthus, making a 1v1 into basically a 2v1.
Look at this, they're being spotted through and through. MXG are trying to get a bait down on Cielo, but look at the Kinnabra say, no! We're done with you. He immediately, the elastic slingshot tries to pull him back. Shinsekai in the back tries to get some damage down, manages to get a kill on Ilo, and the Requiem is going to Shrek through Arashi, leaving only Big Jazz to defend the base with Uwu.
And we said in champs like this, Kog'Maw be the primary win condition here, protect the Kog'Maw. But you had a Gangplank just meander his way into that team fight, into the back of it, walk towards the Kog'Maw angrily. Angry Pirate comes through with his sword, with his gun, walks up, right clicks, press, dead Kog'Maw, dead chances for MXG here.
The seismic shove nearly caught him mid on onslaught of shadows, but look at RSG. They don't need a Baron Nashor. 19 minutes in, it's more than enough to close out the game as the second inhibitor is being cracked open. Super minions coming through. Arashi had a desperate play. He doesn't have the passive. He gets taken down by Krolix.
Silla!
Look at the fight going on. Krolix gets a double. Look at Gangplank with the barrel combos, just shredding the back line. The damage is real, and RSG in a 4v3 scenario. Cielo lost his life, but it doesn't matter. He's not the carry. Everyone else is.
MXG doing an okay job at holding here, despite the fact he did lose Ilo, because Sila is such an integral part of this see RSG come. RSG backing out. Karthus, yes, he does tons of damage to people. Yes, Talia, tons of damage to other people. And sure, there's some AP damage on these turrets, but it's enough to warrant moving that close to a Zoe composition. Still a very scary prospect is the raw amount of CC coming out of MXG Nexus turrets that can really do a number on the health bar of this, as you mentioned, 0 tank composition from RSG. So when they don't have the long-range siege capability of the Jinx, just move out. RSG, reset, go for Baron, and then we'll go for the cleanest close that we've seen in C-Tour so far.
I mean, it was a sloppy attempt at sieging, but look at Arashi. He still wants to get some pressure in on the Baron Nashor. It's live now. 40 seconds in. RSG already making a move for it, committing Kusuo to clear out vision.
And now you have MXG trying to move forward with Xeno, trying to move forward with anyone, get as much vision as possible, but so many pink wards in that top side of the map for this RSG lineup. You can't even farm the jungle, you're just going to get stolen away, Arashi.
Raven gets taken up, kidnapped to the back, but good stopwatch usage. Look at the onslaught of shadows. Raven is angering Uo as he constantly tries to go for the mid lane of RSG, but to no avail.
Requiem!
The champion is down. Requiem is going to shrek the double kill with the super mega death rocket from CL. Closes the deal, and RSG just needs a run down mid to close the game.
I'm consistently surprised by the area effect radius of Supermarket, and consistently surprised by just how dominant RSG can look on such centric composition. They're saying, look, we don't need a late game, we'll bring the late game to us at the 20-minute mark and we'll bring the game! They're winning the game at
yet. They want to get inside the well. They're not done. Down goes Xeno, and Arashi still jumps in the backline. He gets the 1,000 gold shutdown on Kralix, but it's too little too late as the second Nexus tower is opened up. Ooh, is trotting in the back, wants to get the shutdown on Shinsekai, but it's not going to be enough. Points a finger at Kusuo. Kusuo points the finger back. The Nexus is exposed. Ciela is on the hunt, but Uwo's not done yet. They managed to secure the base for now as RSG a little bit of an overcommit to close the game. They have the Winions on fight. Raven in the front line still being threatened here by the damage from Big Jazz. Not going to find the Winions close the game, and it's game, set, and match for RSG. 22-4.
22 kills in 22 minutes. RSG putting on a clinic that time around.